My dear students, I welcome you in the lecture series of Basics of Mechanical Engineering. In this particular lecture series, we have already covered two chapters. The first, that is Introduction to the Mechanical Engineering. In that chapter, we discussed about the fundamental unit, prime mover, heat, pressure, work, energy. We also discussed about the three modes of heat transfer: conduction, convection, and radiation. We have already discussed about the temperature, zero law of thermodynamics, first law of thermodynamics, and some properties of gases. So this is all we have covered in the first chapter of this particular lecture series. In the second chapter, steam and steam generator, we discussed about the formulation of the steam at constant pressure. Then we defined some enthalpy related to the steam. Then we discussed about the boiler, its classification, what should be a good quality of a boiler, main components of a boiler, and boiler mountings and accessories. So this is all we have covered in our second chapter. Now we have third chapter, that is internal combustion engine. So in this particular chapter, what is your motivation? So you will understand what is internal combustion engine. In fact, your two-wheeler or four-wheeler, that comes under the criteria of the internal combustion engine. So you may understand what is the internal combustion engine, how internal combustion engine can be classified, as well as what are the important parts of the internal combustion engine. Then in this particular chapter, we will definitely discuss about the what is the constructional difference between petrol engine and diesel engine, as well as a difference between a two-stroke engine like Bajaj Sunny. Right now, that product is not in market, but I think you have heard about the Bajaj Sunny. So that Bajaj Sunny was two-stroke petrol engine. So we will discuss about the constructional difference between the two-stroke engine as well as four-stroke engine. Because right now you are using, I think, bike or a Activa. That is nothing but the four-stroke petrol engine. So we will discuss about the difference between two-stroke and four-stroke engine. So without wasting your time, let's start our discussion. So let's talk about the history related to this, like engine. So in 1876, four-stroke engine based on Otto cycle was developed by a German engineer, Nicholas Otto, which is the first step for the internal combustion engine, and that engine is used even till date. Then diesel engine was developed by another German engineer. His name was Rudolf Diesel in the year of 1892. Engine refers to a device which transforms one form of energy into the another form of heat. Engine is a modified form of engine which is used for transforming chemical energy of a fuel into the thermal energy, and subsequently that thermal energy is used for producing some work. So heat engine may be classified based on where the combustion of fuel take place. The first is external combustion engine, where combustion takes place outside of the cylinder. And second is the internal combustion engine, where combustion takes place inside the cylinder. So now let's talk about the difference between the internal combustion engine and external combustion engine. So here the internal combustion engine, name itself, combustion takes place inside the cylinder, where combustion takes place outside of the cylinder. Then in the internal combustion engine, temperature and pressure is high, where external combustion engine temperature and pressure is low. In the internal combustion engine, piston and connecting rod is used, where in the external combustion engine, the stepping box is used. If we talk about the efficiency, so internal combustion engine has high efficiency and light in weight, whereas external combustion engine has low efficiency and they are heavy in weight. But internal combustion is costly compared to the external combustion engine, but it requires less time to start. Pressure generated inside the engine is due to the combustion of the fuel, where pressure generated inside the engine that is due to the water. So in simple words, the example of the internal combustion engine is a two-wheeler. The example of the external combustion engine, it is a steam engine which was used in the railway couple of years ago. So this is nothing but the difference between the internal combustion engine and external combustion engine. And I hope you understand the difference between them. Now let's talk about the classification of the IC engine. So the IC engines are classified as follows. The first is type of fuel used. On this basis, they are classified as petrol engine, diesel engine, or a gas engine. The second is according to the number of strokes required to complete the cycle. And this particular point is defined either that engine is a two-stroke engine or a four-stroke engine. So on this basis, they are classified as two-stroke engine and four-stroke engine. In the two-stroke engine, there is one power stroke in every two revolution or every one revolution, sorry. In two-stroke engine, there is one power stroke in every one revolution, whereas in four-stroke engine, there is one power stroke in every two revolutions. So right now, I think you cannot understand, so don't worry about it. We will have a detailed discussion about the working of the two-stroke and four-stroke engine in this particular chapter itself. So whenever we will have that discussion, you will understand the second point of this classification. Now, the third is the cycle of operation. So on this basis, they are classified mainly as Otto cycle. Otto cycle is known as a petrol cycle and diesel cycle. So in Otto cycle, combustion of fuel takes place at constant volume, and all petrol and gas engines are mostly operated on Otto cycle. And this is the reason why a petrol car can be converted into a gas car. Whereas in diesel cycle, combustion of fuel takes place at constant pressure and diesel engines are mostly operated on diesel cycle. Method of ignition. So on this basis, they are classified as a spark ignition system and compression ignition system. Petrol engine and gas engine works on the spark ignition system, and that's only they provide a spark plug in the petrol car. Whereas in the diesel car, the ignition takes place because of the compression ignition system. Cooling method. On this basis, they are classified as air-cooled or water-cooled engines. Small capacity engines are air-cooled engines. Suppose your motorcycle, that is air-cooled, where large capacity engines are water-cooled engines. The speed of engine, on this basis, they are classified as a slow speed, medium speed, and high speed engines. Petrol engines are high speed engines, whereas diesel engines are either low speed or a medium speed engine. Number of working cylinder, on this basis, they are classified as a single cylinder or a multi-cylinder engine. Suppose you have a two-wheeler, suppose you have a Honda Activa, so that is a single cylinder engine. On the other side, if you have a car, a four-cylinder car, that is known as a multi-cylinder engine. And last but not the least, arrangement of the cylinder. On this basis, they are classified as horizontal, vertical, inline, V-type, and radial engines. Generally, we are using like a scooter or a motorcycle, so they all are the vertical engines. Whereas if you use a car or a truck or a bus, they all are known as a multi-cylinder engine. Okay, and they all are placed, most probably they are placed in inline, so they are known as an inline multi-cylinder engine. And I think this is all about the classification of IC engine, and I hope you understand the classification of IC engine. Now let's talk about the components of IC engine. So the first is the we can say that the frame. So the frame provides the supports of a different moving parts. Sorry. The next is a cylinder block and a cylinder. So this is known as a cylinder and this is known as a cylinder block. Single cylinder engine has a single cylinder while multi-cylinder engine has a cylinder block. Suppose you have a two-wheeler, it has a single cylinder. But suppose you have a four-wheeler, so it may have a cylinder block because number of cylinders are placed in line. Generally, cylinder block is made from the cast iron. The second is a cylinder head. Sorry, that is a third. Third is the cylinder head. The cylinder head is the top of the engine cylinder is closed by means of a cover known as a cylinder head. It contains inlet and exhaust valve. The two valves are kept closed by springs and operated by means of the rocker arm. Then fourth is the piston. So piston is a gas-tight movable cylindrical part which reciprocates inside the cylinder. So hot gases which is generated over here due to the combustion process acts on it which cause the movement of the piston and eventually it may rotate the crankshaft. So crankshaft provide the rotation movement. The piston rings, these all are the piston rings. The piston rings are provided around the piston to prevent the leakage of the high pressure gases. It is generally made from the aluminum alloys. Now connecting rod. So the connecting rod connects the piston with the crankshaft. So ultimately, the connecting rod converts the reciprocating movement of the piston to the rotary movement of the crankshaft. The small end is connected to the piston with the help of the piston pin, whereas long end is connected to the crankshaft with the we can say that the crank pin. So this is known as the crank pin and this is known as the piston pin. Then we talked about the spark plug. So it is provided in the petrol engine to provide the spark to the ignition of air and fuel mixture. It is fitted in the cylinder head. Whereas in the fuel injector, as I told you, the diesel cycles or diesel engines works on the spark, you can say that the compression ignition system. So in the compression ignition system, we don't need spark plug. So fuel injector is provided on the top of the cylinder head in the diesel engine. The use of the fuel injector is it is used to inject the fuel or a diesel in the form of fine atomized spray under high pressure. So I think this is all about the basic components of IC engine. Now, if we move on, this is the last discussion of our today's session. We have important terms used in the IC engine. So the first is dead center. So if you have a vertical cylinder, so you may have top dead center as well as the bottom dead center. So it is defined as positions occupied by the piston at the end of the stroke where crank and center lines of the connecting rod is in the straight line. So this is the end position. It means if we talked about the top dead center and bottom dead center, so top dead center is the extreme topmost position can be occupied by the piston, whereas bottom dead center is the the lowest position occupied by the piston. So in detail, the top dead center, it is the topmost position of the piston on the cylinder head side. So that is cylinder head side in the vertical engine because this is a vertical engine where we have a bottommost position towards the connecting rod that is known as the bottom dead center in the vertical engine. Again, in the TDC and BDC, that is important for the vertical engines only. Now here we have IDC and the ODC. So here I would like to draw one figure. So this is my piston, this is my crank, and my piston can move up to this point only. So this point is known as the inner dead center, and this is known as the outer dead center. So if we talk about the definition, so inner dead center is the innermost position of the piston cylinder head side in the horizontal engine. So that is located near to the cylinder head. Whereas outermost position of the piston on the crankshaft side in the horizontal engine, that is known as the outer dead center. Although in this discussion we have only vertical engines, so we will never discuss about the ODC and IDC. But this is only for your kind information. Now let's talk about the stroke. So when a piston moves from top, we can say that the bottom dead center to the top dead center, from here to here. So that distance traveled by piston, that is known as the stroke. So the travel of piston from one dead center to the another dead center, that is termed as a stroke. The swept volume, the volume swept during the stroke, that is known as the swept volume. So we can say that swept volume Vs, that is equal to pi by 4 d square, that is the diameter of the piston, and length is the stroke. The clearance volume, so the volume entrapped between the top dead center and the cylinder head. So here I would like to highlight with the color. So this amount of volume of the air and fuel mixture is not going to participate in the combustion process. That volume is known as the clearance volume. So you might be wondering about that, why we are providing the clearance volume, because ultimately it may decrease the efficiency of the engine. But to avoid the hammering effect of the top side of the piston to the cylinder head, we have to provide some clearance. So your piston can move up to this point only. It cannot create any hammering effect on the cylinder head, because ultimately that hammering effect may damage the either piston or a cylinder. So to avoid that, we are providing some clearance volume. So that clearance volume is known as the VC. Then we have a stroke length. So when a piston moves from bottom dead center to the top dead center and come back to bottom dead center, so the total distance traveled by piston, that is known as the stroke length. Okay. The second last, that is the piston speed. It is an average speed of piston. Okay. And the most important, that is the compression ratio. So the compression ratio is generally denoted as R. R is a total volume. Total volume is equal to swept volume plus clearance volume divided by clearance volume. And the ratio or value of the compression ratio is always greater than 1. For petrol engine, that value varies from 5 to 8. Whereas for the diesel engine, the compression ratio value varies from 16 to 22. And this compression ratio is very important term to design either petrol engine or a diesel engine. So I think that's all from my end as far as our today's session is concerned. In this particular session, we talked about what is difference between internal combustion engine and external combustion engine, classification of internal combustion engine, important components in internal combustion engine, and important terms used in the internal combustion engine. And I hope you are interested to know more about the internal combustion engine. So in our next lecture, we will discuss about what is the construction and working of four-stroke cycle and two-stroke cycle, as well as the petrol engine as well as diesel engine. So in the next lecture, we will discuss four components: four-stroke petrol cycle, four-stroke diesel cycle, two-stroke petrol cycle, and two-stroke diesel cycle. So that's all from my end. Thank you for attending the session. I hope you will have a great time ahead. Bye.